We. Let's see. Think everything's working. Levels seem like they're good. No feedback. Just waiting for somebody in the chat somewhere on some platform to tell me that I'm not rugging. No sound. All right, now no. Oh, no lights. There we go. What else? That's it. All right. Doggy. S Doggy. What's going on? Don't miss the questions here. Oh man, we have a lot of questions in the chat. In the feedback channel. What's up with the 7777? It's a lucky number. It's this is a crypto project that I worked on that's deployed on I think 12 blockchains right now, 12 EVMs. And it was actually hold on, let me bring this up. This question. So this is a crypto project that I worked on maybe like two years ago, and it's running on 12 EVMs. It's called Phoenix, Phenix, and it was an experiment in building a project that is entirely owned by the community. So when I launched the contract, I didn't have any pre-allocated supply. I just basically had to burn and get supply like everybody else, and I used the protocol just like everybody else. The only difference was that I wrote the code for the protocol, but outside of that, I didn't really have any advantage over anybody else. And it was built on top of Zen, so it used the proof of burn mechanism from Zen for you to transfer your Zen into Phoenix. And this 7777 is the number of days that you could do a max stake. So it's like 21 years and a couple of months, I think. And so that was the whole concept of it. And it was a really cool project, good experiment. There's a lot of really great people that I met in that community. But right now I'm focused more on Bloxwap. But I love this hat. This hat always brings out questions. If you're wearing a hat like this around just outside, people love it. It makes people smile. People see 7. They're like, oh, lucky number 7. I've had people say like, oh my gosh, you're a guardian angel. And I'm like, I don't necessarily know about that. But yeah, that's what the 777 is all about. Let's see. So FV is telling me to not miss questions in the chat. Oh boy. Let's see. How am I going to get these questions answered? Okay. So we have actually there's a bunch of really good conversation that's been happening in the Telegram. We've had a lot of chat about, can I steal your PFP? Oh my gosh, here we go. Yo, I'm not even going to show the channel. the pump fund stream. The joint is diabolical in there right now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you gotta go. Yeah, I gotta get this person out of here. I'm sorry. Yo, the pump stream is crazy. Anyways, yeah, so today, so you might have seen the site was down for a little bit. I'm actually in the middle. Let me give you a quick status update. So over the weekend, I basically did a bunch of refactoring of the website. I changed a lot of the way the website looks. So people, it should be a little bit easier for people to use. Actually, let me load the website. Let me show the website real quick. That way we could talk about it together and we'll go through some of the changes. Let me switch to, if I switch to this, what's going to happen? Of course, not going to work. Is it this one? Nope. 1 second. Every single time. I need to figure out I need to get a browser that just only runs this stuff. All right, cool. So let's just go over this. So this is DevNet now. I tried to simplify all of these buttons. So this is the market selector button. It doesn't say market. It's a little bit easier to press. This is the number of players that are in the game. And I'm on devnet.bloxwap.com. So if you're on mainnet, it's a different game. This is just for practicing. This is the balance here, so you can add more money. Shows you the pop-ups. They're now at the top instead of at the bottom. And that's because they were kind of getting in the way. There's a play live button. And on DevNet, this actually takes you to play live. I'm going to be messing with this today, so I wouldn't probably go in here and play around with this right now. But this is, I finally this morning got the final confirmation from Privy to be able to use the Privy accounts. So when you are logged out here and you connect your wallet, you're going to actually be able to connect with socials, and then this page here will be your Privy account, and you're not going to need this startup session. You'll just have a session via Privy. So it should be super smooth. All you'll have to do is literally add Solana, which I'm actually going to see if I can sponsor the Solana for you to get started, and then basically add USDC, and then you're done. You can start playing. So that's this page. There's also, if we go back to practice mode, people ask for this button here, this center price button, and I want people to use this just so that people can see how hectic this is, right? Like ETH yesterday was like 4,700 or whatever, and for you trying to make these predictions when this thing is just jumping all over the place, it's not really that easy. And I don't think people realized it, but you can play with this locking centered price on and see how it works for you. So it may work out well, it may not work out well, but this button is here. I would definitely appreciate feedback on this lock button. So far, people have not liked it. So that is that. Actually, let me switch this to Solana because Solana stays in the screen and I don't have to jump all over the place with Solana. Yeah, boy, let's go Solana. So, what else? Let's see. Got all my money back. So the other thing that I was able to do yesterday was build in a leaderboard. So I think I'm connected with my account. So if you go to the leaderboard, it's not working right now. Did I not play? Oh, I was playing on Ethereum. So if you go to the leaderboard, this is my account here, my dev account. I just did one prediction and I have a P&L of -2. And you can click on my profile and then this shows the USDC that's in my profile on live. So now I'm on live mode. Shows that I have $77 in there and 56 SOL on DevNet. And so as you're playing the game on DevNet, you can basically make your predictions and adjust this score here. So I'm in the process of doing some modifications, but these are what the profile pages will look like. And then if we go back one, this is what the leaderboard page will look like. So let me see if I can start a game real quick. And let's try to play. So click on game here. And then we're going to start a session. This is going to pop up some Solana Phantom. Let's get this. Man, my computer is struggling. My computer is struggling. I don't even know what my password is. Come on, unlock, 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 unlock. This is not working. Okay, my computer is struggling. I need to close some stuff. Let me close ChatGPT. Close that. Can't close that. Oh my gosh, I have so many things open. Can't close Telegram because people are in there talking to me. Give me a second. I need to get a new computer. And I need to get a new house because they keep turning the power off over here. It's not good for business. Sorry, oh, you know what it is? Discord. Discord is what's doing it. Close Discord. Buy Discord. All right, I think Discord, once Discord's gone, I think we should be good. Okay. Give me 1 second. Back to my thing. Let me see something. Go back to my face. Let me see if I can get my wallet set up properly on here. Oh, yep. Once I close Discord, everything starts working. Hilarious. Okay, so let's go back. So I'm back here. So I'm actually in the game. And if I click, I make these two predictions. One's right, one's wrong. I should be able to go to my profile. Oh, it's not updating. Or maybe it might take a second because I think the database that I'm using is not that fast right now. So, well, it's actually not updating. So that's a bug, but I will fix that today. Once I get this, once I get the accounts migrated over, this should be up and running. But it's just going to tell you the predictions, your volume, your P&L, and then when you're on the that's on the leaderboard. And then there'll be a leaderboard for each market. So there's a Solana leaderboard, there's going to be an Ethereum leaderboard and a Bitcoin leaderboard. And we can use these or create other custom leaderboards to run a bunch of competitions and tournaments and basically see who can have the highest P&L, who can make the most predictions, who's the most right. And that can all come from this user experience. So that's what this is set up to be right now. I'm in the process of migrating over the user accounts so that you can log in with Privy, and then I can have the session tokens work with that. And so that's pretty much that part. The other thing I was supposed to do, oh, sorry, there's a bunch of questions. Let's see. Yeah, I have a bunch of chats at the same time. So one thing that somebody was suggesting, actually, let me end this session real quick so I don't keep running this. Okay, session's closed. And then let me go back to practice. There's still some UI cleanup that has to be done on this, and I'll get to that today or tomorrow. Still have a couple of days to go before we're live here. So okay, whoops, just refreshed this thing by accident. Practice mode. Come on, practice mode. So yeah, there's a couple of things we need to do basically to get this to go, but there are really two big things that are left. One of them is to move the vaults to Magic Block, which I'm going to work on today. And then the second one is to finish up all of the authentication stuff with Privy, which I just got the green light from them today. And I'm just going through all of the security stuff to make sure that the accounts are tied to the website. This website doesn't load any extra foreign websites. It doesn't load any foreign things that shouldn't be loaded. It's all just a bunch of security practice stuff that I used to do back in the day, just to make sure that inject transactions or hijack your transactions. So I'm locking everything down. So you might see the website go offline for a little bit as I'm setting stuff up, because sometimes when you lock something down, it's going to prevent you from doing any transactions, and then you're going to have to, undo it. So I'm going to be going through that pretty much today and tomorrow for the lockdown. So by Thursday, we should have a stream where we should be fully good to go. And that should be kind of like the final set of builds where we're just testing a bunch of little edge cases. All the social logins should work. Everything should be good to go by Thursday. So that is, let's go back. How Come on, now let me go to the game. Go to the game. Oh, there we go. So yeah, that should be our status by Thursday. We should be good to go with everything, and then we should be just ready for mainnet. It should just be a switch flip, and we should be live on mainnet. Now, we had a bunch of questions in the Telegram channel. So the first one was about how big these bet sizes are. So obviously in this game, you're getting a free, this free credits that are getting applied to your account temporarily. And when you click on this, you're placing $1 and $2 bets. And somebody came up with a suggestion that we should shrink the bet size from $1 to something like 10 cents. So this bet would be $1. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then out here would basically be like $1 and a penny. And then on the edge here is, well, it's hard to even get $12, but you can do up to a $1.20 bet. So that was a suggestion. I think that's kind of interesting, because if we're running this fully in the ephemeral rollup, we shouldn't actually be paying any gas for any transactions. So we should be able to do a bunch of these micro bets, and it should be fine. I think if the transactions are expensive, then it doesn't make sense to be able to support micro bets. But I think that we should be able to support these 10-cent micro bets. And then we could also do like micro perps and all that stuff as well. And it wouldn't be, so devastating. Somebody could play for a little while and figure out, how the game works and not have a fatal prediction or whatever. Let's see what other questions are in the chat here. Sorry, this chat, I'm reading questions from Telegram. And so jump in the Telegram is t.me/Bloxwap. That's where all the brainstorming is going. Let's see. The other thing is doing a demo tutorial. So I'm actually going to record a tutorial also. I applied to the Coliseum hackathon after meeting a friend who I've actually been trying to meet for a while. And so he was like, hey, you should apply to the Coliseum hackathon. So I'm going to actually record a nice demo video and try to put that out by Friday or Saturday. And hopefully it'll be good enough where you can show it to somebody and it'll just demo the game, highlight the components. It'll talk about, the game modes here, the player invites, the balance checking here, the center price, and then it'll go through the UI of the game, right? Where time is moving from right to left. Every place you click is a prediction. The money comes straight out of your wallet. And then if you're right, you get paid. And if you're wrong, you don't get paid. It'll explain the pari-mutuel market. So it'll just talk about how the winners get paid from the losers. And so the bigger this game scales up, the more people that are playing, the better opportunity you have. So it's incentivized that you come here and you invite people on whatever social platform you want to invite them on, and just kind of go through the whole process of the game. And like I said, we might change this from $1 to a penny, or sorry, to 10 cents, but that should be fairly easy to change and account for in the back end. So I think that's something that I'm actually going to work on. If anybody else knows how to make videos though, go ahead and knock yourself out. You can just go to bloxwap.com and play it on practice mode, and you can record and you can use the whole interface. So this whole thing works even if you're not on DevNet, right? You can just go to bloxwap.com and the game is running here. And actually everybody should be able to see this and connect to this version of the game. So, that sent somebody somewhere. But yeah, so you can play, you can record, you can explain everything right in here on the main site. So yeah, I think a video would be good. Let me see what else is in here. Tutorial mode. Yeah, that's another thing is I've been thinking about how to set the tutorials up. So I want somebody to start off, they play here, they can play a little bit, and then maybe after like 10 clicks, this play live button will light up. Like maybe after they win something, right? So let's say you're clicking around and you're trying to figure out how the game works, and then, boom, oh, you won something. then this group play live button will light up, and then this will prompt you to come click over here and play live. And then this will say, do you have an account? And if you don't, you can log in with like your Google or Apple or X account or an email, or connect with your wallet. And then, if once you have your money topped off and your account is set up, you can just start playing in production, like with real money. So I do want to get that set up. But I just I'm looking for a good designer actually who can help kind of craft some of this stuff up. I've worked with a lot of really, really, really amazing designers, but a lot of them are just not excited about crypto. So it's hard to get them convinced to like work on a project when they're not really that excited about it. And I'm looking for people that are actually not just excited about, building something and designing something, but also excited about the space that they're building and designing in. Let's see. Let's see. X not working for you guys. Okay. All right. So I think that's pretty much, seems like it. Oh, we got some questions. Wait, let's see what's going on in that diabolical line. Oh my gosh. This person is back. All right, got. Nobody understands what's coming. Okay, let's see here. What wallets can you use for X1? Couldn't add that RPC to that backpack wallet I downloaded yesterday. I don't know. This is not an X1 stream. I would say ask, there's like an X1 channel, you can ask them. Okay, let's see. What? Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. So somebody just said, I haven't heard that the winning pool comes from the vertical lines. Yeah, so each one of these vertical rows is a round, right? This whole vertical row is one round. And this round is basically what gets paid out or not paid out. So there are, let me set the price. So there are 12 rounds that are active at any given time. And so you're playing in a round. So if I bet here, I'm betting against everybody else that's betting in this time slice. If I make a prediction here, I'm predicting against everybody else in this time slice. And so the payouts come once this barrier option basically gets closed. Then it figures out how to pay people out, and everybody gets paid out immediately after this 1 second after this blue line, right? So this -1 is when the payouts happen. So it's a very simple, very quick game. You don't ever have a position open for more than 12 seconds. So it's a really quick turnaround. So you can just start tapping, and then once you're done, you can just close it out, and you get paid out, and you're closed out. So that's kind of the idea behind the game. Let's see. Now, let's see. Are there any other questions? Let me see if anybody's asking any questions in the main chat. No. All right. Let's see what's going on Twitter. Ooh, someone gave me a thumbs down. Shout out to them. All right. So yeah, whoa, what is this? Rezo. Okay. So this is our token here, the Bloxwap token. We talked about the utility, the whole buy and burn. We talked about all that stuff last week and the rewards. There's also 250 million. Basically a quarter of the supply is locked. I can't spend it. Nobody can spend it. I can transfer this to somebody, but nobody can spend any of this supply until March 1st. This is 100% locked up. And you can see the liquidity lock here. And also if you're on Pump Fund, you can see the liquidity lock based on like the top holders. So if let me copy this stream over, and hopefully we don't get all the feedback like we've been continually getting. Although I think I figured out how to stop that. Mute. Yeah, so if you come down here, you can see this G2WM. This is the 25% of the supply that's locked. And then these are all the holders. this is the dev, and the dev would be me. So that is the Pump Fund supply, just in case people are like, oh, where's the supply? Why is there a 25% holder? Those are the tokens that are locked in Streamflow. And they're locked until March 1st of next year. So that's pretty much it. I was supposed to do, wait. What's the plan with the lock? I have no plan with the lock tokens after the lockup. Basically, people told me when I was creating this stream, they were like, you need to lock these tokens up because they think you're going to rug. And I wasn't planning on rugging. I was just planning on doing a live stream. So I just locked up the tokens because somebody told me to lock them up. And they said do 6 months. Well, somebody said a month and somebody said 6 months. So I just locked them up. But I don't really have any plan for what I'm going to do with them after. So not sure yet. Okay. Oh, I have 2 links here. Let me get rid of that. I need to delete that off of my thing. All right. So what I want to do, since I was supposed to give you guys a white paper or a light paper, and I didn't do that because I've been busy trying to finish everything and coordinate with everybody, I have a little story. So a lot of people, like as I've been talking to people over the last 2 weeks, a bunch of personal friends and whatnot, a lot of people have been asking me, Joe, why are you building this Bloxwap game? They're like, oh, it's like a gambling game. It's not really helpful for crypto. I've heard 100 stories. And even the first person, like when I first built the game, I built it in, I don't know, maybe like 2 days. I built an MVP that was just like a sliding scale that could work, very basic. And I showed it to one of my friends at a coffee shop, and he was just like kind of disgusted. And I want to kind of explain why I'm building this game and kind of like where the thought process is coming from and what's kind of motivating me. And in order to kind of kick off that story, I need to go back to basically, I would say the start of my thought process kind of kicks off back in my Uber days. So for all of you guys that don't know, I used to work at Uber. I worked on self-driving cars, basically these things, and this is actually version 2. But I used to work on these, and what I worked on specifically was this right here. This is the user interface for the self-driving car. So it had a map, it had a bunch of integrations to all of the sensors. The cars had like laser sensors, GPS, all types of sensors. And our goal was to take this thing on the right-hand side, which is like the terminal of the car, of all of the information coming off the car, and basically make it so that somebody could actually use it and drive the car and not have to look at, basically like the command line. And we did that for the people that were the pilots, is what we called them, who were sitting in the front of the car doing mapping and driving people around and supervising. And we also did that for the passengers, right? So this was the passenger view. You could see kind of like the laser scans and everything. And then, you could turn self-driving on, self-driving off. There was this selfie cam, and this was basically an iPad that was in the back. You could also tell the car to pull over. And so I was there for almost 4 years. And in my time there, I did a lot of like user experience. I was on this team called the Hex team, where it was like called the human experience team, where we basically were fully responsible for what does your ride experience look like from when you press the button to get a self-driving car all the way until you get out of the car and after the car's experience. And so I spent a lot of time just doing a lot of research and also a lot of programming. But one of the things that I worked on, if you just Google Joseph Blau patent, I basically came up with this patent, which was like a full sensor experience. So this was designed to kind of have like an Apple Watch or something that you wear on your wrist that you can monitor all of your biometrics as you're going in through the self-driving car experience, right? So I was really trying to figure out, how do we really understand if people are having a good experience on their trip or not? And I was trying to use your biometrics, like your heart rate, your breathing, all that stuff, to figure that out. And one of the reasons why I bring this story up is because when we were building this project, when we were building the self-driving car, we were very much at this point in our journey, we were very much focused on delivering a product to customers, right? We had an end goal in mind where we were saying, hey, we want to build a self-driving car that takes somebody from point A to point B, right? And there was a very clear idea in our head of what we were trying to build. And then somewhere along the way, we got to a point where we kind of lost that goal. And we went from a company that was trying to design a product that was going to solve a problem in our domain space to kind of like a research organization, or more of like an academic organization, where we were just like doing a lot of stuff and we were trying a lot of things, but we weren't really shipping a product that customers could actually use and then give us feedback and then say, I like this, I don't like this. I like the car is too jerky here. The ride is too slow here. It takes too long at the stop signs, or whatever the case may be. And what I realized in this experience is that I had to kind of really re-underwrite how I thought about, what types of things motivate me when I'm building and what things don't motivate me when I'm building. And so this was one of the first experiences that I had where I had been on a team that was like amazing, that was shipping. And then we went from that to a team that was not really performing at the level that I signed up for when I joined. And so that was like my working experience. But then fast forward, I at this point in time, this is 2018 when I filed this thing. So at this point in time, I probably actually started this in 2017. So I was already in crypto. I was already around for a couple of years. And I actually got into crypto. Actually, let me find this post. Let me find this. This is going to be funny. Where is this? I'll tell you the exact day I got into crypto. It was this day right here. So John Biggs, April 8th, 2013, John Biggs makes this post called How to Mine Bitcoins. And this was basically the day that I got in. There was basically like he had a whole explanation of how to get an address and how you could download your wallet and how to connect the slush pool. I guess I think they renamed it now, but how to like get everything set up and how to install the miner on your Mac and how to get a GPU miner. Like everything is in here, right? And so I follow these instructions, and this is like the first day I got into started paying attention to Bitcoin. And I guess currently a single Bitcoin is valued at $188. My gosh. So, look, you could get 25 Bitcoin for $4,000. Crazy. So this is the day that I got into Bitcoin, right? And so, so by the time this patent's out, right? Like I've already seen crypto. Somebody told me about the Ethereum ICO. I had already looked into Ethereum and I was playing around. And so I started trying to really figure out all right, what do I want to focus on and what types of products do I want to build? And I like the self-sovereignty of crypto, censorship resistance. I felt like that was a place where you could actually build a product and you're not going to have some, mega tech company come in and step on you and just, get, like OpenAI did, they just dusted a bunch of companies yesterday. Right. So, I started a company with one of my friends who I actually worked with at Uber, and we went, right after we fundraised, we went to ETH Denver. And this was ETH Denver. This was 2022. So this was right near the top of the bull market, right? Or right after somewhere near the top of the bull market. Things were going crazy, right? Everybody had all NFTs, the Bored Apes were going crazy. Everything was just absolutely insane. The doodles were going crazy. All these on-chain DeFi. It was DeFi summer the summer before. It was nuts. And so we're at ETH Denver, and I remember going to this meeting at ETH Denver. I don't even remember. I just remember it was in this art gallery, and I went with my co-founder. And when we were there, it was the most bizarre thing that I ever seen. Because, I've been in crypto. People were telling me, oh, Bitcoin is censorship resistant money. Ethereum is the world computer, Bitcoin is gold, Ethereum is oil. Like I've basically been listening to all of these stories for the last, from like 2016 until 2022 when I'm at this thing, right? Or sorry, from 2013 until 2022. So almost 9 years, I'm hearing the same stories over and over again. And so we're at Denver, and at this point, I was like, man, it seems like crypto is kind of going down this route that I don't feel like it's like really about removing counterparty risk and censorship resistance, and the things that everybody keeps telling me is in the Bitcoin white paper. And so a little bit of time after this, I was like, you know what? Let me just go back to the beginning. Like, what if I go back to the beginning, and I basically try to figure out like, what is Bitcoin actually about, like at the core, And so what I ended up doing was, I'm a developer, so I went to GitHub. So if anybody doesn't know what GitHub is, basically GitHub is it's called it's basically like a source code repository, right? So this is where a lot of developers who are building lots of projects, this is where they store all their code, right? They, if you're working on something like Bloxwap, all the Bloxwap code is in GitHub also, right? So if you're working on something, this is where you come to basically, this is where people that are working together on code generally store all their code, right? So I'm like, let me come to the GitHub repo for Bitcoin and let me see, what Bitcoin is about. So I click here, click on Bitcoin. First thing that's actually pretty funny is that I feel like a lot of people think like, oh, Bitcoin's not changing. Dude, they're doing changes every single day. I mean, I guess they missed the 4th and the 5th, but they made changes yesterday. They made changes on the 3rd. They made changes on the 2nd. They made changes on the 1st. And they made changes on the 30th. They're making changes to this thing all of the time. So people that are saying like, oh, Bitcoin is never changing, it's never getting updates, they're doing updates, lots of updates. So that was the first thing that I realized. I was like, okay, Bitcoin's doing a lot of updates. But really what I wanted to know is like, okay, inside this code base, like what's happening? Like what are they changing? And what did this thing start off as, right? So one of the projects that I actually built and I sold to an open source company is actually called Gitignore. What's it called? Gitignore.io. It's called Gitignore.io. So this website here, I built this in basically like a week, and then I ended up selling it to TopTal like 2019 or something like that. But basically this lets you build or like get and search for Gitignore files. So if you click on the source code, right, you'll see this is me. I'm the #1 contributor because I pretty much made this thing. And I don't think anybody else is going to get close to me anytime soon. So I sold this thing to TopTal, so I know how to use Git. So what I did was I was like, all right, let me go through and let me go back to the beginning, the first commit of Bitcoin. Let me see what the first commit is. So I figured out in my command line how to get to the first commit. You can click browse files here. And so this is commit #1, 16 years ago. This is the first commit of Bitcoin. This is what got put out, and this is what people were building off of, right? So when you hear like, like Charlie Lee forked Litecoin, it can't like it's a downstream of this commit. Michael Saylor like turbo bullish with like what's this thing called MicroStrategy, right? It's downstream from this first commit. You've got Udi and Eric Wall, and they're doing Taproot Wizards. It's all downstream from this commit. You have Saifedean with the Bitcoin standard. It's all downstream from this commit. Everything in crypto is downstream from this commit. So I'm like, all right, what's in here, right? And this is, if you look at this is actually not that much code, right? There's like CPP. If you don't know what CPP is, this stands for C++. And then H is a header file. So when you're compiling, this is like what I had to do in college, right? When you're compiling code, you've got header files, which have like some high level information. And then the logic is in the CPP file, right? And then Satoshi had this RC file, which are the resources, right? And this is cool because if you actually want to see what the first Bitcoin logo looked like, you can just come in here and view the raw file here. And that's it. This is the first Bitcoin logo. So Bitcoin.ico right here. So this is what it looked like before they made it that $B thing, right? So, and the beautiful thing about going through the GitHub history, because I think a lot of times, when you hear history about something, it's always colored from like the perspective of who's telling it to you, right? Or, whoever, somebody's in their bag and they're like, oh, this is the history because, and it's got some slant. But this here is the actual code history. It's not somebody telling you some story. It's what's actually in here. So I don't know. I probably spent, maybe like two days, or not 2 days, maybe like a couple hours looking through this stuff and just looking through the files. But I'll tell you the thing that really kind of like stuck out for me that made it very interesting. There's this UI base.cpp, and UI stands for user interface. And so I click in this here and I'm like scrolling through here. And this file is, how long is this file? It's like 2,000 lines. Yeah, almost 2,000 lines. So that's actually, if you're programming, that's actually not that long, right? This is like, you can just skim through this, and it's like a lot of setup, send dialogue. And so I was kind of just browsing through, like I was like clicking through every file, looking through, just seeing what's in here, right? And I get down, where is it? Down here. Oh, so there's this one section here, which is like product dialogue, right? And I'm like, what is this product dialogue? An address book. And these could be like, people's, blockchain addresses and stuff like that. And then there's like this products dialogue and there's edit products. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, what was this thing? I'm like, well, edit products. Like, I've never heard anybody in Bitcoin talk about editing products. They always talk about, oh, this is sound money, or this is digital gold, or whatever. So I'm going through here and I'm just scrolling through, just kind of perusing everything. And then I saw this. See poker lobby dialogue base. I'm like, poker lobby? I'm like, this, wait, what? Poker? I was like, poker lobby dialogue base. I was like, wait, what is all this poker stuff in here? And then I'm looking here, right? It says check, sit out, deal hand, fold, call, raise, leave table, ditch player, pre-fold, pre-call. I'm like, this is like a poker game, a full-blown poker game built into the first commit of Bitcoin, right? Look, raise, call, fold, all these are all poker commands, right? And so what happened is, like, I get off of ETH Denver, I'm trying to find myself, trying to figure out what's going on. And I go back and I look at the source code to basically the token that started this whole crypto economy off in the first place, that got everything going, right? This is the root of what got everything going. And I find this poker game basically built inside Bitcoin. So what that kind of catalyzed for me is, like, I really want to, I'm trying to build things that are kind of aligned with the original kind of like value proposition of Bitcoin, right? And obviously people are going to tell you, oh, it's digital gold and it's peer-to-peer, digital this and that. But I think if you look at the actual code, right? And anybody can go to this website. This is on GitHub right now. Anybody can find this code. Anybody can look this up. Anybody can verify this. You don't need me. You just need this this commit hash right here. And if you go on Twitter or X and you just search like Joe Blau and then type Bitcoin and poker, I think I posted this even a few years ago, but there's basically a poker game inside the first Bitcoin. And maybe Bitcoin was supposed to be the money for Satoshi's poker game, or whoever was the Satoshi group, but it's all right here in the code. And obviously this stuff has probably been removed, and I don't know which commit they removed it in, but this is the first commit of Bitcoin and there's a game in there. So I was like, okay, Bitcoin is gaming, money with gaming. And so that's what kind of led to Bloxwap, right? Is like, how do we take kind of that core essence of, what in the code Bitcoin says it's about, right? Which is, it's got some poker origins, some gaming origins. How do we take all of that and then apply it to what we have now, which is a lot more speed, right? And so Solana really, their core, one of the core things that they always say, hold on, my screen is flashing like crazy. One of the core things that they always say in Solana is, the IB. Hold on one second. Let me turn my brightness up here. Whoops. Okay, yeah. They always talk about increased bandwidth, reduced latency, right? So what types of prediction markets, what types of games can we build on top of this, this modern infrastructure that we have? And so that's really, the question of what this whole project is about and what Bloxwap is about, right? We're building real-time prediction markets. We're tapping into USDC. We're tapping into, sub-second blocks, and, we're trying to get into sub 100 millisecond blocks with Magic Block. And we're really tapping into pushing the transfer of value, the prediction markets and resources as fast as possible. And so that's really what I was going to put in the light paper. I just kind of just told it to you. So maybe somebody can transcribe this and turn it into a light paper. But that's really what the journey that kind of was this story arc that took me from, okay, I don't really know what's going on in crypto anymore, to let me go back to the beginning. And in the beginning, there was Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was a poker game, right? And so what types of games can we build that are faster? What types of experiences, financial experiences, can we build that are faster? And that's what kind of drove me to Bloxwap and why I'm building and testing this app out. So that's what was going to be in the light paper. Told us a story, probably way too long. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me go through the comments real quick. Let's see. Did I already answer this? What's the plan with the locked tokens after? Oh, I think I said I don't know. Uh-oh. What is this about? Oh, probably he didn't realize it was a poker game in Bitcoin. Yeah, it's funny because I've been telling some people that are like crypto OGs all week. They've been in crypto since 2012, 2015 or whatever. And they didn't know there was a poker game in Bitcoin either. So it's fun times. Let's see. Who else? We got any other messages? Let me go check in the channel. Okay, there's a bunch of... Somebody said, who does the updates in Bitcoin? You can see... Oh, let's go back. Let's see. Somebody asked me who does the updates. If you just click here, you should be able to see who's doing them now, because, yeah, these are all the people that are the core contributors. I'm on the first commit still. I need to go to main, or I still call it master. Man, yo, Bitcoin would get canceled. Apparently you can't name things master and slave anymore. Let's see. Yeah, so if you just click here on these commits, this guy or girl, Gloria Zhao, she just merged something. She merged this. This person just merged something. So you can see who's doing the commits. It's like all public information now. But back when Satoshi was doing it, nobody knew what was going on. Or they've just made it I think it's like a serious, the command or the user is like Sirius SM or something like that. It's just some code that they imported from a different repo. But yeah, you can see who's doing the commits now. Somebody said, Joe, you actually a genius. I am not a genius. That's false. So yeah, Joe, I want you to fight in my team to fight AI that's going to screw us all over after 2028. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny. Okay. Yeah. All right, cool. Okay. So yeah, this is Bloxwap is the next evolution of Bitcoin. No, I'm just kidding. Somebody said, who do I think Satoshi is? One guy or a group of people? I don't even know. Because I feel like, I don't know. I have no idea. I can't even speculate. I'm very bad at guessing things. Very bad. I'm usually wrong. So whoever if I think it's a guy, it's probably a group of people and vice versa. So, and it's funny that I'm making a prediction game, but yeah, it's, I don't know who it is. I think there are people that were way closer to that whole community that I know who may know or who may have an idea, but I just don't even bring it up because this is not comfortable for them. So, all right, we got any more questions? All right, So I'll do some Q&A about the game, about whatever. If you have any other questions, just let me know. I'll hang out for like another 5 minutes. And then I need to go get some food because I have not eaten anything all day. And it's lunchtime. And I got to get back, get some food. And then I need to get back in the code because I just got all the access from Privy to set the accounts up. So I need to set those up, test those, and then finish the magic block stuff. And then we should be good to go. No more questions. Nobody on Twitter. Nobody on X. Sorry, on YouTube. Oh, what's up with, let me go check. Let me go check the trenches real quick. How are we doing in the trenches? Joe, when is the product ready to use with real money? Okay, good question. So the product will be ready to use with real money. It'll be live to use with real money on the 13th, October 13th. Is that right? Yeah, October 13th, which is on Monday, next Monday. So 6 days, we're going to go live. Right now, if you're on the main site and you click here and you click play live, it goes to this page that, oh, this is broken. I need to allow this. I just realized that. Let me write this down. Allow waitlist. 1 second. You guys are probably like, what is he looking at? There's supposed to be a wait list here. And the wait list, I put all the security stuff in place. And so basically, if your domain is not allowed by this website, it will not load your domain. So people can't load like scam content from other websites and stuff underneath this website. Like even if somebody has some scam thing installed on your browser, it won't even load because the site is blocking all that stuff. So I need to make sure that I allow get wait list on access. I need to allow that on the access list. But yeah, I'll fix this before I go get lunch. This shouldn't take too long. But yeah, if you go to the DevNet, so if you go DevNet, Bloxwap.com, and you click play live, this will actually let you play with USDC and Solana. And so if you click on this plus button, it'll take you to the testnet faucet. You can go down here, you can scroll down, you can put Solana USDC in your wallet, and you can actually play with testnet money. I'm going to be making some changes to how the vaults are managed on testnet today and tomorrow. So this is probably going to be a little bit iffy to play with right now. And I'm also going to be making some changes to how the accounts are managed because I'm going to run everything through Privy so we get their session accounts. But probably by the end of tomorrow, this should all be straightened out. And then you'll just basically be able to come here. As long as you have USDC and as long as you have Solana, you'll basically be able to go straight into the game and you won't even have to probably even see this screen. Or it'll just be a play button down here. So that's, so yeah, you can play it right now on testnet, but you know, it's questionable whether or not you want to do that today or tomorrow. So I'd probably say wait until tomorrow when I fix a couple of things and get the login fixed. Oh shit, we're gonna get filthy rich. Haha, that's the goal. So let's see. Yeah, let's see. We got any other questions? Check the DM after the X. Check the DM on X after food. Oh my gosh. If you got any, if you have any questions, definitely you can send me DMs on X. I'm checking them, but I get a lot of DMs on X from a lot of people. Like people with 2.5 million followers and people with 2 followers. People are sending me lots of messages. VCs, investors, KOLs, everybody's messaging me. And so I'm trying to go through all of them, but I also have code to write. So send me messages on X. Do not send me well, if you want to send me a message on Telegram, it costs $100 because I woke up after this token launched. I woke up with 300 DMs and I was like, I can't do it. So I deleted everything. I put a fee on and nobody sent me a message since. So X is the best place to reach out, or just join the Telegram, t.me/Bloxwap. And if you're in the Telegram, there's a bunch of people in there and they'll yell at you and they can tell you what's going on because a lot of people already know what's going on inside the Telegram. Let's see. So there's no more questions on Twitter. There's no questions on YouTube. There's no questions on Solana. You know what? We're going to check arena.social. Am I arena.social people? Who's here? Woo, we got somebody. Hello, sir. Somebody tipped me 3 cents in bread. Bro, your all posts like repost done. Check look me. I don't know what this said. I can't read. I mean, I can't read in general, but I really can't read this. Let's see, go back to practice mode so we can see the price. Yeah, sometimes I actually just have this thing open just to look at the price. When this thing went up to 4,700, either that or I go to the hub and then I scroll down here and then I have like these prices just rolling. This is better when everything's green. It doesn't look good like this. Green is what you want to see. This is not good. It's bearish. Red bearish. So yeah. If you've got any ideas, so we're going to start like a marketing campaign, and we have a marketing topic inside the Telegram. So if you want to come in there, if you got any marketing ideas, if you're a marketing genius, if you have like, a couple 100,000 followers on like TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, and you want to help us kind of share the game and get people onboarded, we'd love to chat with you. Hopefully nobody bans you. If somebody bans you out of the chat, just send me a message on X and I'll get you back in. I'll unban you. Because the plan for the token, the Bloxwap token, we have this rewards thing, and 40% of the Bloxwap token or the revenues are going to go into this buy and burn, right? So the more people that we can get playing the game, the more fees go to the game, and then the bigger the buy and burn gets. That's one of the flywheels that we have. And so we have the speculate button. So this is I wrote this last week, but this is the current price of Bloxwap. This is actually what the price of Bloxwap would be after somebody did a $500 buy, if somebody does a $1,000 buy, if somebody does a $10,000 buy, if somebody does a $100,000 buy, if somebody does $1 million buy, right? So if we can get enough people playing the game, where I guess we'd have to make, I can't do math right now, a little bit over $2 million, something like that, under $2 million. I don't know. And then we had $1 million buy and burn. It would send the token price up this high based on the X times Y equals K automated market maker formula that was popularized by Uniswap and I think invented by Bancor. So that's that. All right. Money I want to see. Keep doing what you're doing, Joe. The trenches are nice today, except for that person. The Solana trenches is something else. You guys are something else. I'm telling you. You guys are on an absolute other level. I've been in Ethereum, mostly Ethereum community since like 2016. I came over to Solana. I got crushed. Yeah, I'm not built for the trenches like that. So everybody's nice today though, which I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you, 74RWNJ. And thank you to 4RCJDP. Nobody's got real names over here, but they're very nice people. All right, I gotta go. I'm starving. I'll catch everybody later. Thanks for tuning into the stream. I think the next stream is probably going to be on Thursday. So I have a lot of work to do and I don't really have a lot to say. So I'm going to stream on Thursday. All right. Remember, tell your friends, Bitcoin's a poker game. All right. Peace out.